Can you please compare the PRS SE Silver Sky with the PRS Fiore? Okay, that's a question that I got recently. And okay, here's my take and the difference between the two guitars. You heard the PRS Fiore and you heard the PRS SE Silver Sky. I know there are two different guitars. Yeah? The one is single coil, all single coils, and the other one is the humbucker and two single coils. By the way, I'm Peter George. Now, for me, these are really different guitars, and I like them both. What is for me the big difference is that the Silver Sky has a really wider neck. So this means that the Fiore is so it's a faster neck. So this means that, and it's a good and a bad thing. Yeah, I mean, playing fast is not always the solution. The thing is with the Fiore, I mean, it's very reliable, and I have the feeling maybe it's because of the red that I'm driving a Ferrari, and I don't know if a Ferrari is really reliable, but this thing can do everything. and it's stable, and the other guitar is also stable, but this can really do everything. It can handle gain very well. As you can see also in the demo, I mean, there are a lot of switches, two switches, and honestly, I don't use them. I really use it as a standard HSS guitar. And for me personally, I mean, I like to use for rhythm parts clean the number 2, especially in the verses. I mean, it sits really well in the mix. Then maybe for a solo, I use the neck or the middle. And then of course with a little bit of gain, I'm going to use the humbucker. Of course, I mean, the humbucker is really powerful, but it's still medium output, and it blends. The balance between the two pickups is really nice. I have the feeling that the pickups of the Fiore are hotter, so this means that, yeah, it starts to crunch a little faster than the PRS, which is also, in my humble opinion, also quite hot in terms of the pickups. And the thing is that the Silver Sky, I'm not going to say it fights more, but because of the wider neck, you have to work more. So this means that you are more invited to play with more feel. It doesn't mean that you cannot play with feel with this one, but I have the feeling that, especially when the solo comes along, that I'm going to play faster and playing a lot of notes. As you also can see on another video that I did of a replacement of a guitar player, and I had to take a solo, and then I just jammed and I just did something, and yeah, I played a lot of notes. Whereas with the Silver Sky, I'm more tempted to play, yeah, I don't know, because it's John Mayer or something, but to play more with feel, and it doesn't invite you to play really fast. It's, yeah, of course, it's not a shred guitar, and this is more like a fusion guitar. Mark Lethierry plays, it's his signature model, so it has a very different application. The man plays everything, literally. I also saw that Rob Harris of Jamiroquai is also playing one of these. So I can imagine why. I mean, it plays funk, it plays rock, it plays, yeah, soul. You can do anything with it. In terms of the tremolo, I'm going to be very honest, and I have it with lots of guitars, also with US guitars or even the SE models. In terms of the tremolo usage, if you're going to abuse it a lot and very heavy, it's going to detune. And so for me, there is actually no difference between using a tremolo on an SE line or on this typical US version, but I also have it on the CE24. With me, it detunes, and maybe it's the setup, I don't know what. So if you going to put me against the wall, and you're going to put a gun, and you're going to ask me to decide which guitar I prefer, I can't choose. So it really depends on the way I feel on the day, and literally on a gig I take both of them, and it really depends the way I feel what I'm going to take. So that's personally my take on the difference between a PRS and the Fiore and the Silver Sky. They have different applications, and of course they can be used for I can funk and rock with the Silver Sky the same as I do with this, and it doesn't matter if it's a humbucker or the Silver Sky. The difference is with Silver Sky, and I'm going to play in a moment some overdriven sounds. With the Silver Sky, I'm not going to use the bridge pickup to solo, I'm going to use the middle pickup, and it's something I've never done with a Strat style pickup. Yeah, it's something that I do because I feel that the pickup really cuts through the mix, and this is for both guitars. The Fiore can sound isolated quite high. It's never piercing high, but that makes it actually that it really sits really well in the mix, which is necessary, of course. And it's the same with the Fiore. There's also something high in it, but in the context of a very busy mix of a band, it sets really, really well in the mix. So now you heard both guitars with overdriven sounds, and now I'm going to express my feeling about playing those guitars. Is that first of all, the red Fiore is much weighs a lot more than the Fiore than the Silver Sky. The second is that the Silver Sky fights more, so yeah, I have to work more on the neck, which is not a bad thing if you're going for feel, because you're obliged to play slower. Whereas the Fiore, yeah, it's really having that race car and stepping on the gas, and it's I wouldn't say a muscle car. That's maybe a little bit over exaggerated, but it invites you to play fast and to it's easier to play. And this it's easier to play technically maybe, so faster. And this invites you to really choose your notes and go for the feel. And I like this feel. I mean, it's really inspiring. Because it's a really balanced guitar. It's no frequency is too high, it's too low. It's just it's not boomy. For me, it's perfect, and I don't care. It's an SE versus the US. I think I really choose guitars, not in the past, but right now I'm choosing guitars based on how does it make me feel, how does it spark my creativity, how can it be an extension or an expression of what's inside of me. And of course both of them do that. Yeah, but so red or purple, I cannot choose, and I take both of them, and that's the thing. They're very consistent, very reliable. I don't know what you think, what you prefer in terms of tone. Maybe you have another opinion about it. I'm always curious to learn. Thanks for subscribing and watching, and see you next time. Toodaloo and have fun.